Welcome back to What Arty Noobs General Disturbance. This is the SMV CC-56. It's an Italian Tier 7 tank destroyer. It's located on the North Spawner Steppes under the command of pitro123 of the VANDA clan. Now, Pitro has been sending us replays in the past, but we haven't heard from him for a while. But he decided to send us this replay, and we're very glad that he did. Now, this is one of those Italian tank destroyers, an autoloader. It's got a 105mm main gun with 320 alpha, 175mm penetration with standard rounds. With the premium rounds, it goes up to 212, and with the HE rounds, 420 alpha, 53mm pen. Now that's important because this is a Tier 7 game with Tier 5 tanks in it, so some of those Tier 5 tanks can be penetrated with the HE. But remember, it is an autoloader, so you've got to load 3 shells of the same ammunition. You can't mix and match. And it takes, a normal reload is 17.26 for 3 shells, and it's 7 seconds intra-clip on the reload. So it's quite a long wait to reload. Now, I normally knock these trees over to actually provide myself cover when I'm taking a peek at the enemy. He's found an MT-25, or rather his teammates have, and he's watching that Cromwell and thinking, ouch. Oh, that's the Arty. Arty's definitely trying to have a go. Oh, beautiful. 332, a high roll, and he takes the first kill of the game. Now, the worry is there might be somebody up on the hill, and that's why you knock the trees down, to provide yourself with cover from those guys if there are somebody up there. All we can see at the moment is the Churchill 7. There was a Cromwell there as well. Well, it looks like our guys have gone round. They've decided they're not going to wait. They're going after the Churchill 7, and they're now tearing him to shreds. Tiger 1, an Easy 8, and a T-3485. Okay, he's gone, and there doesn't appear to be anybody up on the hill. So it looks like the enemy has actually not very well deployed their team. The IS is making his way over. There's the T-67 down there in the south. He takes a big hit, and we lose sight of him. Ouch, that was close. Didn't count. Now, we don't know which Arty that was, but if another shot comes in within 8 seconds, yes, it is the PP that's firing, yes, because another shot did come in. Wasn't aimed at us, though. IS, T1 heavy. Oh, we momentarily did have a shot at the IS, but he definitely has a shot at the T1. He tried to go for the side of the turret, but he didn't get it. And he didn't get it again. Oh, he's been spotted. 1 shot for the IS. Yes, he gets the IS. And he did take a round from the T-67 in the tracks. So the T-67 must be up in the trees on the hill. And oh, that's the enemy Arty firing a heat round at us. So the PP's firing heat as well. Why can you tell that's heat? Well, there was no big explosion. If there was an explosion, that'd be standard HE. If it just dies with a fizzle in the ground, that's a heat round. Heat's definitely got pen. This tank destroyer does have fairly strong armor, and you'll see that when you see the armor profile, because I will do that later on. I don't think we featured a replay with the SMV CC-56 at all, if we have. So we might as well see what the profile looks like. That M4 is not giving us anything to shoot with, and if you look at the minimap, you can see the enemy's doing quite well on the west side of the map at the moment. We might have to relocate, go back to our cap area to protect it. You can see a Bisotto, but there's no targets that we can definitely hit. It's now looking a bit precarious because the enemy are getting very, very close to our cap area. Now, the turret armor is actually graded. It's on the front of the vehicle. It's 260mm on the upper turret, right at the front, and then it grades out as you move further away. The front of the hull is 220mm. sides of the hull are only 60 and the rear 40, so very thin armor towards the rear. He's firing that one in the direction of the Thunderbolt. Yeah, you can see the enemy Arty's focusing on our Jackson at the moment. He's holding that corner. I don't think we're going to get anywhere going south. I think we're much better off heading back to our own cap area. They've moved up, and effectively they now have possession of our cap area, even though they haven't started capping yet. Yeah, I think we need to get away from here. I wouldn't go up too high because the T-67 will see us in the south. We may be a long way away, but he has got very good view range. If we get proxy spotted by somebody else, he'll take a shot. There's an M4A1 making his way up the middle. Oh, that was nice. Oh, but we did take a round from that T-67. That's what I was fearing. We got spotted by the M4A1. Luckily, we didn't take any damage from the T-67 except to the tracks. So we still got all of our health. And I think that T-67 stuck back into cover. Okay, with 3 shots ready to go. Nope. Now the question is, does he pop the reload for 17 seconds, or is his reload 15.82, so he's actually much lower than the normal, and he is reloading to try and get another 3 shells in. He doesn't want to be 1 shell short when he needs it. Okay, 3 shells ready to go. M4A1. Oh, lovely! Didn't we see him somewhere before and he just got double tapped out the game? Okay, Cromwell. Can we get the Cromwell before the Challenger comes up behind us? Lovely! Another kill. And now the Thunderbolt's trying to get us. That's 4 kills we've got so far. Thunderbolt's going to be a little more difficult to deal with because he's got frontal armor. And now we found a Stug. Now we should easily be able to deal with the Stug. He's only tier 5, but the Thunderbolt wants to get involved. He's tier 6. Ow. Yep, there goes the Stug. And yeah, the Thunderbolt manages to get 2 rounds into us. And now the Arty seems to be having a go. Yep, that was a shot from the GW Panther, direct hit. And it looks like it hit the side of our vehicle. Now we've got the Challenger to our left, the Thunderbolt to the right. Which one do we go for first? Well, he takes out the Thunderbolt first, which is probably the smart move, because he's got a much faster reload. Now we're going to deal with the Challenger. That was a Top Gun, by the way. That's the Challenger. 1 shot, just like that. He's now loading his, I think it's his last shell, but he could pop the reload. Yep, that's the PP trying to get us. There's a nasty hole in the side of the vehicle. 230 hit points. Wow, that's a low roll for a GW. Okay, there's only 3 enemies left. There's an AMX-13 FL-11, a GW Panther, and a 105 Left H-18B2, otherwise known as Fifi La Pew Pew. Now, question is, where are they? He's decided he's going to cut straight across the middle. If he gets spotted, then we'll know that he is in direct line of sight of us. Question is, where is he hidden? If he's smart, he will hide somewhere and just spot for his Arty teammates and just let them rain shells on him. Other teammates are marking the ground elsewhere. He's found him! We get a shot. Oh my god, what a shot! Between the rocks! And he takes out the enemy scout for a Radley Waters. But now, ow! That was directly on the gun. Look at that, there's a hole in the gun. Ouch. That was the enemy Fifi. But he actually now has a Radley Waters after killing the AMX-13 FL-11. And now we've got the GW Panther. Now he can get a Pools medal if he can get to the GW before the AMX kills him. Or if the AMX is smart, he'll just let his teammate take the kill because he got the spot that matters. And of course, he is a light tank, so that's what he's there to do. But it would be really lovely, really gentlemanly. And he's actually thanking the guy for basically giving him the kill. And the guy acknowledged it. What an ace. What a champion. He gave this kill to his teammate. He could have taken it, but he's allowing pitro123 to take a kill to get 9 kills up. And it's just like that. Okay, now the last enemy is the PP. The AMX has found him. He's just around the corner. Now the M12 could fire in out in the PP's direction. In fact, it looks like he has because he stunned him and he's down to 90 hit points. We've got 3 shots ready to go. Standard AP. That's all he needs. Should be just a 1 shot to kill the enemy and pick up a Paul's medal and the Pascucci's as well at the same time and win the game. This is a really, really good battle. I'm glad that Pitro sent it to us. And in fact, actually, he's thanking the M12. That's so nice. Because the M12 could take this guy with just 1 shot. But instead, he's allowing Pitro to take the kill and get a Paul's medal. Here we go. He's doing his best to get more damage. He does get a hit. Oh, yes! That's the win that ends the game. Oh, and he gets hit by the Arty on his own team right at the end. Well done. Well, that was a fabulous battle by pitro123 of VANDA in the SMV CC-56 on steps. He got a first-class tanker. Not the first time he's had a first class because he's had them before. But the only problem is that this wasn't an ace tanker. It should have been an ace for what he did. He got a Reaper badge for taking out consecutive enemies with consecutive shots, 3 in a row. He also got a Master Gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row, as well as a Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks or more. He got a Paul's medal. He killed 10 enemy vehicles in that game. He killed 10 exactly. He got a Pascucci's medal when he killed both enemy Artys. He got a Steel Wall for blocking the most damage in the game. And finally, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. I don't see the high caliber. I wonder why that happened. Win 8 is 4,741, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score and we'll be able to see. Well, he did get the highest damage in the game, 2,106 hit points of damage. I guess that was not 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't pick up the high caliber. The second highest damage in the game went to the T67 on the enemy team with 1,950, and the third highest damage actually went to the Challenger on the enemy team with 1,726. When it came to kills, he easily had that one. 10 kills to him, 2/3 of the enemy team. He carried his team throughout that battle. The next highest scorer only had 3 kills. That was the enemy Fifi. Good player, was putting the shots where they counted. There was nothing left he could do in the game except try and get as much hit points before he died, and he did do that. He went down with honor. He also, the T67 managed to get 2 kills. The Thunderbolt got 2, and the BZ58 also got 2. The rest of his team only got 1 kill or nothing on that game. So, yes, shows how well he outclassed them. The M12, though, should get a mention. He got a Confederate in that game, so he definitely hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. When it came to base XP, he's the only player over 1,000 base. He got 1,225. 860 went to the M12 in second place. 809 went to the AMX CLC, who was a complete gentleman for letting those kills go to Pitro, because he could have taken them. He could easily have taken them, but he let Pitro have them. And you truly are a gentleman, Theus Lapada, for doing that, because you could have taken those kills and left Pitro on just a Radleys, but instead you gave him the opportunity to take a Paul's medal, and I'm sure he was very appreciative of it. Let's have a look at detail. 16 shots fired. That's all he fired in the game. 11 direct hits, 11 penetrations. This gun is very, very good indeed. 105mm, and of course with an autoloader, it means you can do a fair amount of damage. Just that 7-second intro clip is very, very long. 2,106 hit points of damage, all of it done at close range. 17 hits received on him, 4 penetrations and 11 non-penetrations, 5 hits by way of splash damage. Well, you'd expect the Arty to be having a go at him. He was the best player and he was getting all the kills. 860 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 2 enemy vehicles spotted, both the Arty, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 10 killed, and 306 hit points of damage assistance. Now, he did make a loss on this game. There's no doubt about it. On a premium count, he actually made a loss of 17,506 credits. He did fire a fair number of premium rounds in the game, but not a huge amount. He did select the standard rounds when he could. He got 25 bonds for a mission achievement, and he also took away 9,189 experience points as well. So let's have a look at this beast on Tanks GG, because I think it's very interesting to actually see how strong the armor is. Well, that's how strong. You can see the actual impact armor is 220mm, but you can see looking at the front, it's very, very strong indeed. You're actually getting 228 effective armor simply because it's slightly angled, only slightly. It's the lower plate that's really the worry, because it's only 100mm impact armor, but 142 effective. So you can penetrate this tank with a lower plate shot. Going for the turret, though, is a different matter, because you can see at that point there, 260mm of impacted armor, but it's effective 262. Now, it does actually get less as you move away from the mantlet. So, yes, you might have a better chance of penetrating if you can get the sides. If somebody side scrapes on this thing, then although it's going to improve the lower plates and improve the upper armor, it's actually going to show you the weak sides, which are only 60mm thick. So if you want to get a pen, you can. If you're looking at this thing from the front, you might want to go for that cupola. It's only 105mm of impacted armor with effective of 134, and that would actually be better than going for the lower plate, but it's very small, very difficult to see. So the rear and the sides, yeah, if you can get behind one of these, you'll easily perforate it. Only 40mm, so it's an easy kill. Let's have a look at the live version, because it's easier to sometimes see it. You can see the turret from the front is very, very strong. It only becomes weak when you go side on like that and you look at it from the rear. So if you are up against it and you're fighting against the enemy, you've got to back against the wall to protect your rear and your sides. But from the front, this is very much an assault tank destroyer in terms of, so long as your front's to the enemy, he's not going to get through you unless he aims for that lower plate. So yes, watch out if you do aim for the lower plate. Try and stay hull down if you can. You do have some gun depression, 10 degrees of gun depression. That's how you got the MT25. So you can use that in your advantage. It's only 30 degrees either side though. So if you are going to shoot at somebody, then you're going to find that you've got 60-degree arc to work with. If the enemy moves outside that 60-degree arc, you're going to have to turn the vehicle to keep them within your arc. And of course, that might expose your weak spots. So watch out on that. But absolutely superb game by pitro123 of VANDA in the SMV CC-56. If you enjoyed that battle, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel and leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.